I got a question for you. Do you remember this game? This is Kaiser Cucumber and the Gangs of Mechanical Corners by Fight in a Box. This was a fun game that I talked about that was going to Kickstarter earlier this year, and this was merely just the sample. Sure, the bag's super cool, I kind of like it. As well, these were more tiles than they were cards, but I did like the idea. I liked how to play this game. As well, I did provide a review for it. Find it on patreon.com, ko-fi.com, or over on Instagram subscriptions. Now, we don't just have this, we also have the actual game printed. Now, the reason that I bring this game back up is because today, on October 31st, 2025, this game is now going to retail. So you can find this in your local gaming stores. Now that we've gone ahead and talked about it going to retail stores, let's go ahead and let's review how to play. Today we're going to be talking about a game called Kaiser Cucumber and the Gangs of Mechanical Corners by Fight in a Box, designed by Patrick Yang and Seppi Yoon. This is a 1 to 4 player game taking 13 minutes to play on average and recommended for the ages of 14 years and older. All that you have in the game are 36 cards representing the different gang leaders, members, and the officers seeking to catch the gangs. This is a lovely, chaotic, fast-paced game where your goal is to have the most points by the end of the game. This game is very fast-moving due to its simple nature, so how I'm going to go about this video is I'm going to explain the master cards, followed by how to set up a game, then how to play the game, then discuss the abilities of the characters and the masterminds, then how the game ends and how to count your points. First, starting with the mastermind cards, these are basically the gang leaders. Each player will have one gang leader and they'll receive this card face down. Now, it's important to keep your mastermind card a secret as long as you need for it to, but at any point on your turn throughout the game, you can reveal it to the table and use the ability of your mastermind once. We'll discuss a little bit more about that later, but now we're going to break down the card and look at the anatomy of it. So at the top, you're going to see the name of the mastermind. Then to the left at the top, you're going to see the gang symbol. Right below that in the middle, you're going to see the rival gang. Then at the bottom left side, you're going to see the remaining cards that you can have to garner points. More on that a little bit later. Then at the bottom of the card is the special effect that the mastermind has. Each ability is different with each mastermind, but we're going to discuss the special abilities later on in the video. And that's the makeup of the mastermind cards. So let's go ahead and I'm going to tell you how to set up a game. First, you're going to shuffle the mastermind cards face down, provide one to each player face down also. Once players receive their mastermind card, they can look at it privately, but make sure not to show other players. Next, we're going to find out who the first player is. The first player is decided based on who was the most recent person to watch a heist film. The first player will have to place Sergeant Bonnie at the center of the table, with either side face up. Next, shuffle the cards and deal them out to each player. Depending on the number of players, this is how many cards that you will receive. Finally, shuffle the remaining Bunny Bobbies and place them in front of the first player. Now, you are ready to play. During the game, players are going to have the options to do the following in order and on their turn. First, they can reveal the mastermind card and use its one-time ability. Of course, this is optional. The next option for your turn is the most common one that will be used throughout the game, and that is to play an agent card from your hand into the playing area. You're going to need to play your card adjacent to Bunny Bobby, oriented however you want. But in playing a card, you have two options in what you can do. You can either play the card face up, or you can play the card face down. Face down cards are sneaky tactics that can be used to help gain more points at the end of the round, but they will forfeit their use of special abilities. Face-up cards are used to mess up your opponent's plans or to keep them from gaining points as you're able to activate your card's ability. So in that, we're going to talk about the placement rules and how you play these cards. As stated earlier, cards placed on the playing field must be adjacent to Bunny Bobby, but there is more to it than just that. Face-down cards can be placed in any empty spot next to a Bunny Bobby. Face-up cards can go to any empty spot of their choosing, or they can be stacked on another agent card that's already been played. But there are rules to that, and here they are. If you're going to stack cards on top of each other, they have to have the following. 1. The card needs to be next to a Bunny Bobby card. Secondly, the card in your hand and the card that you plan to stack it on top of have to either be from the same gang or the same agent type. Basically, they either have to be the same color or the same creature. And so that's everything you need to know on a player's turn and about placement rules. So now let's focus on the abilities of the agents and the masterminds. There are 5 different types of creatures, or as we call them, agent cards, throughout the game. There's the minion. Their ability is you can pick a played card that's on the field and you can rotate it 180 degrees. Then we have the owl, where you can pick a card and flip it to its opposite side. Third, you have the squirrel, where you can pick up 2 cards and swap their positions on the field. The next agent card is a hedgehog, where you can pick a card that's out on the field, stack it on top of another card adjacent to it. And finally is the rat, where you're able to reveal face-down cards at the end of the game, causing players to potentially lose points at the last second. Now let's share about the masterminds and their abilities. The first mastermind is Kaiser Cucumber. Kaiser Cucumber's special ability provides players with the opportunity to play an agent card anywhere and activate that agent card twice in one turn. The next mastermind is Prime Wellington. Prime's special ability is to pick a face-down card and swap it with any other card on the field and then repeat. This is a really good strategy card against stacked cards, as you're able to swap a Bunny Bobby onto a stack of agents, and that stack is immediately caught and removed from the playing field. Third, we have the Sovereign of Tea as our next mastermind. The Sovereign of Tea has a special ability that allows players to pick a Bunny Bobby card and stack it on any card adjacent to it and then repeat and do it again. This is a strong strategy to help remove cards from the field and alter opposing players' plans. The final mastermind is Tela Trusova. Tela Trusova's ability is to activate face-up agent card abilities. Then they flip that card over face down. When a player cannot make a move on their turn, then the round comes to an end. Essentially, that only happens when either a move cannot be made or cards run out. Then activates the end of round sequences, and here is what happens after that. The chase off with the Bunny Bobbies is the first thing that enacts. Players will be removing the face-up cards adjacent to any of the Bunny Bobbies with arrows pointing in their direction. These cards will go back to the deck face down. All cards and stacks fitting this description must be returned to the deck. Next, the rat will snitch. Any agent cards or stacks adjacent to the rat with an arrow pointing in their direction will be caught, no matter if it's face up or face down. These cards and stacks are considered caught, and they must be placed face up in the final scoring area. Third end-around motion is the jig is up. All remaining face-up agents or stacks are considered caught, so you must remove them from the playing area and place them face up in the final scoring area. Finally, we have the getaway. So the remaining cards that should be on the field at this point are the Bunny Bobbies and some face-down cards. You're going to take the face-down cards, you're going to remove them from the playing field face down, you're going to create a deck with them while they're face down. These are the agents that got away. They're going to go in the final scoring area face down. Do not reveal them until the end of the game. Now it's time to get ready for the next round. You're going to remove any of the extra Bunny Bobbies from the playing area and use the one that you initially started off with. Shuffle the deck of cards that the Bunny Bobbies chased off in the last round, then deal out to the other players. Now, if you don't have enough cards to do so, be sure to split them evenly as best as you can. The player on the right of the first player is now the new first player for the round. Be sure to give them any other face-down Bunny Bobby cards, and now everyone's ready for the next round. You're going to keep doing this until all of the cards have been removed and put into the final scoring area. Now, when cards are moved to the final scoring area, any caught agent cards should be stacked together based on their gang or their color. For the caught cards, this will be turned over to whoever is the rivals of them. Once you receive your rivals, you should place them on one side of the mastermind card. For this example, I'm going to use the left side. Next, players will reveal the agents who got away clean. Then you pass them to the correct masterminds that they belong to, and place them on an adjacent or opposite side of the mastermind card. For this example, I'm going to put them on top of the mastermind card. Finally, reveal the remaining deck from gameplay if you possess any. Provide the deck to the player with the most combined points, and we'll get to that in just a second. So this is how you're going to count up your points. You'll do the math based on the number of cards multiplied by the number of stars on the mastermind card. So for example, Kaiser Cucumber, every agent that got away clean is worth 2 points per card. Here in this example, I have 3 agents who got away, so I have a total of 6 points. The same principle applies with the rival cards. Back to Kaiser Cucumber, it's worth 1 point for every card that I own of a rival gang. I have 4 cards, so that means I have 4 points. Then you're going to add the caught agent cards and the getaway clean agent cards totals together, and that's going to be your total points. So in my example, I had a total of 6 points for the agents who got away, and a total of 4 points for all the rival agents who got caught, making it a total of 10 points. Now, if your combined colors have the highest count, you will then receive the deck and the 3 bonus points to your total. The player with the highest amount of points is the winner of the game. Overall, this is a very fun game that I enjoyed, and I hope you will too. Thank you to Fight in a Box for sending me a copy to discuss about your game. I enjoyed telling people how to play it, I enjoyed learning how to play, and I think that this was just an incredibly fun game, and I'm excited to own a copy and share it through this video. And that's how you play Kaiser Cucumber and the Gangs of Mechanical Corners. This is a great reminder to let you know how to play. As well, you can now get this in your local retail stores. Be sure to go and get your copy today. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, as we have more board game content that comes out very frequently. As well, I'm Drew. This is Welcome to Boredom, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.